spend some time with you now. We have a really special night that's happening, or depending on where you're at in the world, it could be, day or any other time. But we're going to be talking about and working through a session today, which is this partial lunar eclipse, which is a full moon in Taurus. And so the partial lunar eclipse is about 97% full. And so it feels almost like a total lunar eclipse. And so the energy that we're feeling right now is that shadow of the axes of Taurus and Scorpio. So it's all about healing. So if you notice this week, we've been working on healing and healing and healing in this non-stop November, but fun. And it's been a lot of reflection. It's been a lot of intention, intuition, but also understanding that you've put in effort previously, and now it will come to you once you realize that you have learned whatever it is you needed to learn from whatever situation you have been in. So we're going to get started shortly. Okay. And I want to see what y'all are sharing as well. So a couple things that you are going to need. If you have something to write with, if you'd like to write something down, you can also use, your phone. You're going to toggle back and forth. It is what it is. But just something, because we've been talking about sacrificing your greatest pain to heal. That's a part of it. That's a part of this journey. So, welcome, 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 family. Welcome to the Reiki Healing Hope community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom, honey. I am Jessica. I also go by Jet. Sup. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher and Intuitive, and we have a special session today. We are going to go over all of this: Beaver moon, frost moon, snow moon, all these names for the same thing. So just a quick little, just flip it over a little bit. So if you're new to the community, welcome, babies. Welcome to your nightly self-care routine. Now for my babies who also like to hear like my regular voice, you can go to Reiki Healing Hope Speaks, and we have Reiki sessions there that aren't ASMR. Okay, I get it. Some people don't like ASMR. I don't know why, because it's great. But anyway, and also we do weekly moon cycle readings on Array Tarot. If you would like to join us for the Energy Healing Circle, which is going to be happening right after this, it's one-on-one collective work. You can join us on Patreon, Reiki Healing Hope, link in the description box, and there's all that other stuff that we be doing when we be doing it. But I hope this gave you enough time, and for all my babies who just came into the room and the space, get you something to write with, okay? If you have fantastic memory, you can just use your noggin. If not, don't worry about it. You could use your phone, you could use a computer, write something down. Now, I am famous for writing things down on sticky notes. I sticky note my whole house. Why? I don't know. It makes me feel good. Why not? Why not? And then also, the purpose of writing it down is because you're going to have several options. Again, we've been talking about this all week. The purpose of this full moon is a time of celebration. So let's break down each thing. The full moon is a time of celebration because it is typically when the moon is the brightest in the sky. So way back when, back in the day, prior to electricity and things like that, people were really dependent on the moon and the stars and clear nights and the weather in order to be able to navigate at night. So a full moon would often give people opportunities to be able to see more clearly. You could do things for a longer time. say but here. This is also a lunar eclipse, and lunar eclipse kind of shows the shadow of that full moon, okay? So, coming back into the full moon, that full moon in Taurus has everything to do with comfort. We're not even going to get into the shadow yet, but I'm just going to explain to you, and I'm also, I just want to see what you all are talking about while I'm talking to. Anyway, the full moon has everything to do with the sense of celebration, and with it being in Taurus has everything to do with a sense of comfort. And that comfort is one of the physical variety, because we know that Taurus is this earth sign, right? It has this, I want to say wholesome, but you know, when you think of wholesome, you think like, oh, super sweet, which Taurus energy can be that, don't get me wrong, but it's more of like Netflix and chill, you know, like a blanket, some socks, a good meal, a good nap, you know, like you're at like a beach relaxing and chilling, or whatever your thing is. I mean, a good meal is like a really good way to put these kind of like Taurian values. But when we have this lunar eclipse being on that full moon in Taurus, what it brings up is it brings up the shadow of Taurus. And we know that the shadow of Taurus is Scorpio. So if Taurus is about comfort, Scorpio is about healing. So that's why, especially those who are part of the Patreon community, I was talking about this to prepare for the energy healing circle, which is next. You know, I was like, be mindful if you're going to be in them streets today. And I say that simply to say is that there's going to be a feeling of wanting comfort, but there might be a sense of a little bit of projection of the deep healing. This is also a time of reflection. So you can be, you know, social if you want to be, but honestly, you might want to be a little bit more like, oh, I want a cocoon. I just want to do some self-care. I want to be surrounded by maybe a smaller amount of people who make me feel supported during this time, because that Taurus energy is the comfort that you need in order to reflect, explore, and truly appreciate the healing that you've been on. Now, when one heals and they go through their healing path, it does not feel good, you know, like, obviously, when you have to get through certain things, when you have to overcome certain habits and obstacles and challenges, you gotta be mindful that, honestly, it is going to be uncomfortable, because you are going to be pushing yourself into a situation, or pushing yourself into an energetic vibration in which you are required to change your behavior. The behavior that you had before no longer works. It no longer serves you. It no longer fills you up. And so in order to break that, because you know, when you're trying to do something, say you want to like, oh, I want to learn how to do this thing, or, you know, I want to, everybody has like something like, oh, I want to eat right. And then it's like, it takes you like 21 days to do it. It's because you're like priming yourself to be able to consistently do something. It is the same in your healing path. When you let go of the trauma, you let go of the baggage, you let go of these toxic loyalties, it will feel uncomfortable. It will feel foreign. It will feel different, because you're teaching yourself, hey, I know from past experiences, from learning, from healing, that this is not good for me. But even though this feels like my norm, I'm going to make a choice to go in a direction that is better for me, and I will push through the discomfort that keeps me complacent of where I'm at. Okay? That makes sense? Cool. Now, the purpose and the point of this is, when you surrender to your healing, when you appreciate yourself for the happy moments, the sad moments, the boring moments, the chill moments, the joyous moments, when you can appreciate all of these different feelings that life gives to us to have and to hold and to share with us. It's not like we get married to ourselves. To have and to hold and to share, you know, with others, you then can start to receive those blessings, or receive those goals, or those benefits, or lessons that you wanted. If you've been around in the community since last Nonstop November, it was very much so like very external, very like, come on, you gotta keep doing it, you gotta keep doing it. that's saying you've already paid your dues somewhere. But you also have to get out of your own way to be able to receive whatever it is that is trying to come to you. And that means you gotta let go of low vibrational people, low vibrational routines and experiences that no longer serve you. And you can't do that until or unless you reflect on this healing, until you understand, until you make a commitment to yourself. No, I'll never go there again. So everything that has been coming up this week, last week, and probably the week before, all of this stuff is purposeful. Be very understanding, be very patient with yourself with however way you wanted to handle it. You know, if you was backsliding or a little bit, or, you know, you did what you needed to do. It all came up exactly the way it needed to come up for you to be able to receive the information you needed to heal. Now, if you got something to write with, if you got something you want to put in your phone or just use your noggin, this is the time to just take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And we are going to make a sacrifice or a offering. I think it's probably maybe like a better way. We're going to make an offering to the universe. And what we're doing is we're saying we are going to sacrifice our greatest pain, the things that we are walking away from that no longer serve us, to heal, with the hopes and the understanding and the belief, and I dare say faith, that you will heal, that wholeness happens, that it doesn't really even matter how far along you are on your healing journey. If you need a lot of healing, or you feel like, hey, I think I'm doing, swell, that doesn't matter. Offer it up. So go ahead and take 3 deep breaths here, okay? Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath. Inhale. Exhale. Hold this space. Hold it right here, okay? What pain would you like to give up in order to heal? Write it down. You can put it in the comment section if you'd like to share it. But as you exhale, give it back to the universe. Let it go. You can write it down. You can exhale it through your breath. You can send it on. And as you inhale, fill up and take up space within your body for what you want, even if you don't know what that is, but what you feel like is better for you. This is not a time of necessarily manifesting. This is simply a time of taking inventory within your body to heal those hurt places and to kind of put the salve on it. So imagine like you're putting like an ointment on those places that you need to let go, where the lower vibrational experiences were held. And once you remove them, the energy is a little raw there, so you're just putting a little bit of ointment on that, putting a little bit of healing onto that, putting a little bit of light, of a rest, of soothing onto that, and just breathe that in and out, in and out, in and out. And for my babies who wrote it down, you can take it. You can take it, and then you can go, and you can burn the words off of it, so that it doesn't necessarily burn the paper, until it gets to a point where you can't see any words, and you can hold it with you. A day, a couple days, or something like that. And when you feel like you have fully let go of the things you need to let go, then you can go and you can burn this, and you can take the ashes, you can put it outside, you can hold onto your ash and collect it. But then you make that decision of, okay, when you're walking around with this, the reason why you want to burn the words off is because it is sending it up, and it's sending it out, but also that's your business, okay? Don't nobody need to know what you're doing, okay? This is a reminder to you, because because self-healing, self-care, and self-work, you don't know. No one knows what their self-care or their healing journey looks like on the outside. No one can hold another person responsible for that person's self-care or healing journey, because who knows what it looks like on the outside. But this is something where you take personal accountability for yourself, saying things like, I'm never going to go back there. I know I deserve more. I do deserve more. I am grateful for all that I have. I'm grateful for all of this beautiful love that flows in my life, peace, serenity, whatever it is for you. And hold this until you're ready, because you have to support yourself first and foremost before you can expect anyone outside to you to support you. And the same, you can't support others if you are not supporting yourself, okay? So continue to breathe in and out here. So relax here. And if you have an opportunity, just share some encouraging words to each other. Encouraging words to yourself, honestly. Because I don't think it's selfish, I don't think it's narcissistic to share encouraging words with the self. And you can tell when someone is self-centered. Actually, I feel like there's a reclaiming of like the term self-centered. You can tell when someone's narcissistic, and you can also tell when someone is just balanced. When a person genuinely loves themselves, when they're around people who are insecure, it will make those insecure people upset. When a person does not love themselves, it may look like they're like scared or nervous, or it also may look like they're boastful and they always have to say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, in order to kind of fish for the energy that they need. But instead, if you give yourself what you need, you can say things as a statement, not necessarily as I need this from someone else. It's just, I'm happy. I fulfill all my needs. I fulfill everything I need. And I only surround myself by those who do the same thing for themselves. It's that beautiful and it's that loving. So take a couple more breaths here. Breathe into this. Final breath, babies. Fantastic. Now, we are going to go into further depth in the energy healing circle that's going to start in about 30 minutes. But right now, I actually want to give you an opportunity if you have any questions about any of this stuff. And we can use this time to kind of go over that. Also, to share some love, because I love yous. Okay, love yous. And I want to see what you're up to. So let me see what's going on over here. Beautiful. Okay. Let me go ahead. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat so that I can see it. Okay. And as you're writing your questions, I'm just going to tell you things like, I love you. Love yourself. You are so beautiful. You are so kind. Be beautiful and kind to yourself. Be understanding to yourself. How did I get into energy work? So, my longest modality that I have been studying is astrology, and so that's why I spend quite a bit of time talking about planets. But astrology can be intuitive, don't get me wrong, but a lot of times it's very analytical. It's literally learning or kind of surveying what is the impact of these planetary positions on the behaviors of people, and then you start noticing little trends. Now, as I was going along in my healing journey, I started to connect with alternative medicine practitioners. And then as I continued to further that journey, I started to connect with energetic healing practitioners. And that just seemed so interesting to me, concepts have been something that I've always talked about and things like that. But I didn't realize that there were so many modalities out here in which we could really study and learn how to utilize the energy around us rather than just feeling like, life is just happening to us. And so with all of that, I started to get into my healing journey more. And as I was healing more, I found myself in different courses and classes and trainings, and ended up learning so much that I felt like, okay, well, let me share this with others on top of the other things that I was interested in before. Thank you, baby, for asking that. How do you get over the fear and anxiety of letting things go? You accept that fear and anxiety are regular feelings that people can have. Now, being stuck in a fearful state or being stuck in an anxious state for a very long time is not healthy, but I feel the same way about being stuck in a complacent state, or you want to be happy for a very, very long time. All of the feelings that we feel in life are important. We just need to have the right healthy balance, and we also need to reinterpret these feelings. So many times people will look at a feeling of happiness or joy and say, I want to feel that way all the time. But then sadness happens because sometimes things are sad. Some shit is fucked up, But that's a part of the healing process of being able to grieve and let go and things like that. But if a person wants to be happy all the time, they start doing addictive things like substances, and this could be all kinds of substances, whether that is food, whether that is chemicals, whatever that is, because they gotta stay up here all the time because they never learned how to understand that each feeling has a purpose. So the quicker you are able to confront the fear and the anxiety, the more your body will relax the next time something new comes up for you. So that's what you do. So you just gotta face it, and there's no way to make it feel easy to do it, but just know you're strong enough to do it. And the more you prolong it, the bigger it becomes. Think about something that you were afraid to do a long time ago, and it probably wasn't that big of a deal. But the more and more you convince yourself that it's really, really scary, the more the fear is more painful than actually doing whatever that thing is. So don't put yourself in a situation where the fear or the anxiety becomes so big that you miss out on whatever it is that you really wanted to do. Thank you, baby, for asking that. I keep seeing the number 310 and can't figure out what it means. That's what I want you to do, baby. I want you to take 3 deep breaths. And I want you to connect whatever your modality, your lineage, whatever, your connection is to the mystery out here. Simply ask, what does it mean? And you're going to receive smells, colors, answers, one words or long answers. And what you have to practice is strengthening your ability to trust the message that comes in, even if it doesn't make sense at all at first. So go ahead and do that. And you can ask yourself each day, you want to take 5 days and ask yourself each day. Get into a meditative state and ask yourself, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? By the end of that 5th day, you'll get an understanding of why this message is coming across to you. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, babies, I'm going to take one more question before I go and prepare for the Energy Healing Circle that is a part of Patreon. Again, the Patreon community is only $3 a month, and it is super affordable because I always wanted to make it easy for those in any stage of their journey to be a part of an inclusive mystical self-care community. We have this Rolodex, or this, catalog of all of these things that we've worked on before in these different modalities, as well as we do our monthly Energy Healing Circle, which is going to be happening in about 30 minutes. So that'll give you some time to hop on there if you would like to join. It's one-on-one, and we talk to each other directly, and we go more in depth into it. So I'm going to take the last question. How do we connect more with the universe? The quickest way to connect more with the universe is simply to to show gratitude and say thank you. That's all you gotta do. Just say thank you for what you have, even if you feel like you're not exactly where you need to be yet. All you have to do is just say thank you, universe. And the more you say thank you, the more you will receive. It is that simple. Now, you might get in a habit where you say thank you, and you start getting blessings and you stop thinking because you forgot. You're like, oh, this is how it is. No, continue saying thank you, because the beautiful thing about that is you're not going to be irritated by the things that you used to be irritated by, because you're going to be so filled with gratitude. You're not going to require of others what you realize you can give to yourself, you know? And also, you bring in those answers that you were seeking in any area of your life, love, career, family, health, whatever you're seeking. When you show gratitude to the universe sends you answers right in front of your face. And trust that. Well, babies, I had a fantastic time. I cannot wait to see you over at the Energy Healing Circle. I'm going to go prepare for that, loves. But just want to let you know, you are so beautiful. Energetically. You deserve to be in a state of peace in anything that you want, especially during this nonstop November. You can have. Listen to the universe. Trust it, or whatever it is, or however you understand what's out here. That's your business. Listen to it. Trust it. And go with that energy. For those who would like to continue their journey and become Reiki Master Practitioners, Reiki Master Teachers, and go through the Reiki certification, that is also available too. And that there's a link in the description box for that. So if no one has said it, let me go ahead and say it to you, babies. What am I gonna say? Y'all know what I'm about to say. Y'all know what I'm gonna say. If no one has said it, besides I love you, wash your hands for at least 30 seconds. Don't touch your face. Wear a mask in public. And be sweet to yourselves. I love you, love you, love you, love you. Cannot wait until next time. But until then, I'll see y'all at the Energy Healing Circle.